What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here. This is Fear the Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 5, Captive. This was a better episode, I think. I was really worried last week that this show was kind of going too much into the Walking Dead feel. I talked about how we're not that far into the apocalypse, and people are already starting to form their own groups and attack other people. It just seemed weird. But at the same time, seeing the group this week, it's nowhere near when you think about like the governor and what was the name of the town? In reality, it's Sonoya, but they called it Woodbury. That was it. When you think about the governor and Woodbury, that was crazy. When you think about Negan's group, they are crazy. This was just like one guy who just sort of had a few people working for him. Like they would see boats and they would decide which boats were more valuable. So they're just stealing for themselves. It's not really a planned group. It's nothing like what we have right now on The Walking Dead. I was really worried it was going to be something like that, where this Connor guy was just, a psychopath who is in charge of all the other psychopaths. But in reality, even the reason why Connor's group found the, why can't I remember the name of the boat now? The Abigail. The reason they found the Abigail was because they picked up Alex after they cut her off of the boat. She had to kill Jake, so I thought he was going to be a slightly important character. I guess not. But she's back. She informed Connor's group about the Abigail because of vengeance, which is a good reason to have Connor's group find them. But yeah, it was good. It was very well done the way they handled it, the way they had this group introduced, and the fact that this group is not as crazy and as sophisticated and as well thought out as the groups that are in The Walking Dead. This is just sort of a little band of people who want their own stuff, who think, we can take whatever we want. However, that does not mean that this episode is completely devoid of a little bit of crap. I really don't like Jack. I hope he doesn't come. I don't know why I was just about to rhyme that, but hey, since I did, get off the boat, Jack. Don't you come back no more. Okay, sorry. No, but Jack's character is very weak. He seems thrown in just so there's somebody for Alicia to sort of have a slightly romantic connection with. So, I don't know. He seemed very forced. His character seemed very forced as well. Overall, though, I guess it did help tie the story together with him and Alicia just a little bit. But that scene with them in the wherever they are, when they're looking at the radar, checking out the other boats, and he's having Alicia decide which boat they're gonna go find. There's that moment where he sees a boat and he's like, "Wait, what?" and acts like really poorly, and then she like grabs the clipboard out of his hand, and he just goes, "No! I'll stop trying to take the clipboard now while you look up whatever I was trying to." Okay, you figured it out now? Okay, and then she like attacks him with the clipboard, and then he tackles her. She pushes off. He like starts choking her out, and then she just pushes off, and he just stops. I'm like, what is going on right now? Like, this is a horribly directed scene. Like, it just didn't make any sense. First, to have him just, "Oh no, you took the clipboard. I can't stop you. I can't try to grab it back or anything. I'm just gonna stand here and go, no. Why? Awkward." It was very poor. It was a very awkward scene. However, despite that, there are some good moments following that. The scene with Alex and Travis I thought was very strong. You really do get the emotion that they both feel. Alex having to have killed Jake on the boat because they cut her off. They left them adrift. They left them alone. Yeah, you could feel the emotion in that. Travis, whenever he's telling her, "I had to do the same thing to my son's mother," You could feel that too. So it was a very good scene, and both of those actors do a very good job of portraying that emotion as well. The whole thing with Chris and Daniel and Reed was his name. That was very interesting. I love the line from Daniel whenever this Reed kid is just like, kid, you want to get rid of your dad? Oh, you and me are more alike than you think. I had to, cut off my dad's Achilles, and just constantly making threats. Made threats to Daniel about Ophelia, and then Daniel at one point like shoves the thing inside of him a little bit deeper to shut him up for a second. He's like, I've seen many men who are actually threatening. You want to know what I've noticed about all of them? They never have to tell you how threatening they are. That was just a brilliant line and so true, because this kid is just constantly making threats and threats and threats. You're just like, dude, no, you're screwed. You've got a thing sticking out of your gut. You're constantly just making all these threats, and you're in no position to make threats. I love that line from Daniel, and honestly, Daniel is my favorite character. I talked, I think, 2 weeks ago, or maybe last week, I can't remember which one, but I talked about these characters and how they're really not likable for the most part. When you think about each of them has something. Travis, the overbearing dad; Maddie, she's a bitch. Alicia is kind of this ignorant teen. Nick is a drug addict who just is very selfish. Chris is that one kid that just hates his dad for no really good reason. So all of them really have something, or all of the main characters all have something that I'm just like, I don't like you. Like I do. It's not that I don't like them. I don't like their character. There's something about their character that makes me go, I kind of want to punch you in the face sometimes. It's just frustrating. Daniel is a character that, for some reason, even though he's a murderer, and he may be a little bit crazy. We saw him at one point hearing voice in his head. That may not be good, but he's a character that really is very strong, considering the fact that he's a side character as well. The story seems to really focus on Travis and his family. Daniel just seems to be a part of the group. He doesn't, Daniel and Ophelia really. But yet, he's the character that I really gravitate to because I understand his reasoning and it makes sense to me. And I don't know, he's a badass too. That's something else about him. But yeah, overall, I would say Daniel's my favorite character, and that scene with him was really, really well done. Also have a few good moments with Maddie too. I know I just called her a bitch, but I mean she really is coming into her own now. She's starting to realize I need to be stronger if I want to survive. I can't just, like the scene with Nick, I think is sort of calling back to the fact that she's still not completely strong. Like she's, Nick, you can't go out there. I'm so worried about you, and you can't do this on your own. She's still not strong enough yet to realize that she needs everybody to help. It needs to be more than just her. But at the same time, she's also taking charge, and she's saying, you know what? We're going to do this. We're going to make a trade. Travis and Alicia for Reed. She's the one that radios in to Connor and says, we've got your little brother. Let's make a trade. She's the one that's taking charge and saying, let's do this. It's very nice to see her take that step. Alicia still not, I don't know, this whole episode she sort of went back and forth for me. I will say, however, seeing her in The Talking Dead afterwards, oh my gosh, like my heart sped up a little bit. She's very, 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 very hot. But her character in this episode just went back and forth for me. Like, at one point I'm just like, okay, she's totally playing this guy, and then the next second I'm like, wait, she's not playing him? The scene where Connor's making her a steak, and then the girl just like takes her food away. I'm just like, what's the point of this? She does have a good moment near the end where the pregnant girl is just like, you're gonna stay inside this cage, and she's like, no, I'm gonna fight back. And then she has a moment with Jack that just seems sort of forced. Like I said, his character overall seemed forced. But that moment for me just really felt like let's add some tension. Like, she might actually think about not going back to her family. Oh no! And then she's just like, no, I'm gonna go back, and then slides off the ship. But I don't know. Her character needs to get better because she started off the season very frustrating, talking to the guy on the other boat, and I'm just like, you're an idiot. Now she's hopefully learned from this experience, and maybe she'll become smarter. Who knows? Nick, for me, as much as the actor that plays Nick does a very good job, I think, of portraying who Nick is. But at the same time, I don't like Nick. Like, I think he's on purpose supposed to be that character that everybody's just like, dude, you gotta stop. I appreciate the fact that you are growing, that you are learning to survive, but at the same time, you gotta work with the group. You can't just say, oh, okay, I'm gonna go do this on my own. Stuff like that. It's like, what's his face in The Walking Dead? Oh, crap, I can't remember his name now. The actor's name is Austin Nichols. I know this because my number one crush is dating him. But he's the son of the lady that died, that was in charge of Alexandria. At one point, he was just like, you have to do this on your own. You have to do this for yourself. And it's a mindset that really doesn't work in The Walking Dead, and especially in this apocalypse world. You can't do this on your own. You can't just say, okay, I'm going to go do this and not tell anybody else, because you can't survive on your own. Nick has that mindset right now. He's just like, oh, Strand needs me to go do this? Okay, I got this. He's, talking to Maddie, and she's like, look, you can't keep just going out there on your own. He's like, please, I can handle this. Like, no, you can't. You're one man. This is an apocalypse. You need others to survive. So hopefully he realizes that soon. Maybe, maybe not, but I don't know. It's just something about his character I noticed. Chris, I was really, really hoping was starting to grow a bit. At the beginning, whenever Reed was taunting him, he didn't say anything. He didn't retaliate. He just sort of shut his mouth and let Daniel handle him. And Daniel was sort of giving him a few pointers on Reed and saying, he's scared. He's just lashing out. And so I was hoping maybe he was going to learn from Daniel. But then he listens to Reed. He kind of lashes back instead of just letting Reed spout nonsense. Whenever Nick comes down to stop the conversation, he's like, I could have stopped him. I should have shot them both. I'm like, dude, we're not that far in the apocalypse. We're not at the point of, oh, let's just shoot any random human being. You guys haven't learned that yet. This may help you learn that, but the fact that he feels responsible for it all, I'm like, no. Like, you don't know yet that people are that untrustworthy to where they would actually do something like this. I'm not saying trust everybody, like with Alicia, just randomly giving all this information to a guy you don't even know. You don't even do that in our world, like, that was weird. But for these survivors that they keep passing up, for these people that he led onto the boat, it's not like they're gonna know, oh yeah, these people shouldn't be trusted. We should, Alex was not like that. She was not somebody that was looking to take advantage of them. So there was no reason for him to know that he should have shot them, that he should have dealt with the problem first. So the fact that he's taking all this blame on himself is kind of frustrating. And then in the end, he ends up shooting Reed. He says, oh, he was going to turn. Probably not. We're probably going to get a recap or something. We're going to have a flashback, and he's going to be talking to Reed. Reed's just going to be constantly taunting him. He's just going to be like, shut up, and shoots him. But excellent work on the makeup, though. Like, it really looked like he just shot his mouth off. It was good. It was Walking Dead material, and I appreciate the fact that they keep the makeup still really good. But although I did not like the fact that Chris shot this guy, it did lead to a very good part of this episode, which is the plan that Daniel comes up with to give Connor his brother back as a walker. That was genius. As soon as he turned, I thought to myself, oh great, this is gonna add some forced tension into it. Somebody might almost get bitten or something. But Daniel comes in and he's like, no, wait, shoves him up against the wall and like sticks the thing in so he can't get off. And he said, "Not yet." And I immediately I thought to myself, he's gonna give Connor his brother back as a walker. That is genius. It's a great plan, and it's something that yeah, I thought of it. It may have been a little bit predictable, but it's predictable in all the right ways. It's like, of course, like that's a genius plan. That is a great plan. Turn this walker against Connor. He's not going to expect it. He's not going to be like, "Hang on, take the mask off. I want to see him now." He's not going. He's not going to do anything like that. It's his brother. He's going to be like, "Okay, Reed, I got you." Oh, shoot, I'm screwed. It was very well done. The plan was handled very well because, I mean, the way she just like shoves him, she shoves Reed at Connor. It was very well handled. Although in the ensuing fight, Maddie did not use her knife. It's a nitpick, but it's a nitpick that bothered me. The guy, Travis headbutts the guy first. I'm like, "Go Travis," and then the guy gets up, tackles him. They're fighting, and Maddie just proceeds to kick the crap out of his side. I'm like, "Maddie, you just used a knife to cut off Travis's bondage. Use your knife." Like, it bothered me to no end, but it's probably just one of those little errors where they're just like, "Oh, we need to add tension, so let's have Travis and this guy fight for a few seconds instead of just having Maddie end it quickly." So yeah, but the trade itself was very well done. Then we have Alicia coming back. It's very curious to see where they're going to go next, though, because it seems like Strand wants to keep with the plan of heading to Mexico, and this guy is supposed to help them. So yeah, I'm curious to see what they're going to do, what the plan is, how they're going to get past, because they only have enough. Apparently, this guy only has enough money to pay for 2 people getting to Mexico. Of course, this all begs the question: are there even people there still to watch the border and let people into Mexico? Like, is this even a thing anymore? They could have been affected by the virus by now. You don't know. So, but it does raise a lot of questions. It does sort of progress the story. So it was a good episode. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't anything that made me go, "Oh, this show's really got it." It's still an enjoyable show for me. It still hasn't really taken the step into becoming The Walking Dead, which is good. I don't want to see it do that. But at the same time, it still hasn't done anything to establish itself as this is what we're going to be. The Walking Dead is a survival show, pure and simple. Fear the Walking Dead still doesn't know what it is yet. The first season seemed like a bit of a discovery thing, like, "Oh, we're discovering this apocalypse, what's going on?" This season is not. It's something different. I'm still not sure what it is yet. It's just like, "Oh, we need to go here." It's kind of like a traveling mission. But I want it to be a bit more focused. I want it to have a set goal, like, okay, this is why this show exists. Whether it's discover the virus, discover what caused the virus, discover how to stop the virus, something along those lines. I want something focused and really, really good, something interesting. Not just, "Oh, let's go from point A to point B. That's all we need." So, yeah, overall, good episode. Excited to see more, but let's hammer down a focus, please. So, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. If there's anything I missed that you want to discuss, let me know. Leave a like and subscribe for more Fear the Walking Dead, and I'll see you at the next review. Peace out.